Hi folks, this is Mark Armitage, and I am sorry because quite a few people have donated to the GoFundMe project, the Soft Dinosaur Cells project, and I've been, as you know, in this swirling vortex. We won the lawsuit against California State University. It has been a swirling vortex, so I'm going to take a couple of minutes here to thank the people who've donated, and I deeply appreciate your donations. Someone commented on the GoFundMe page, well, now that you have received this $1 million, you don't need the GoFundMe site anymore. Well, just a couple of comments on that. It is true that the university and the state of California probably paid out $1 million trying to destroy me. And of course the reverse happened, we destroyed them. And so, but I didn't see anywhere near $1 million, and as you know, the attorneys, which were being paid $600 an hour, the state attorneys alone worked on this case for 2 years. At $600 an hour, I mean, you can imagine how your tax dollars piled up on their bills. And so my attorneys only worked on this case for about 6 months because the previous 7 attorneys, including Jay Sekulow, turned this case down. One of them quit after about 14 months on the project. So we went through a lot of attorneys, and I found church, state, council, and they worked for 6 months on the case, and we destroyed the state and their arguments. And so they did make a large, significant payout. And so, but none of that money goes to the Soft Dinosaur Cells project. The amount that I received went to restoring my retirement, which was stolen by the California state system. And so that was restored, and I don't have access to that money. That money will become available to me when I retire, when I'm done running the electron microscopes and I move on to greener pastures. And so I do have a depth of gratitude and emotion for those of you who have donated. And I'm just going to run through these names and amounts because you're very important to me. Pradeep Sam, you donated $20. Thank you so much. Paul Humber donated $100. Thank you, Paul, so much. You have a great ministry also that I'm sure is affecting a lot of lives, so thank you. Jonathan Genick, you've been a faithful partner for quite some time. You donated $50. Thank you for that. Nathan Van Ree from Holland, you donated $150. Nathan, thank you for standing with me on this project and supporting it. Then there was a $40 donation from an anonymous person. I don't know who you are, but God knows who you are, and I thank you for your help. Recently, Steve Koshella donated $75 and gave a wonderful comment praying that God will use this work to break the back of the evil beast of evolution. You know, this fight is going to continue. This fight is going to continue well into your children's years and your grandchildren's years, and we're trying to give them the tools that they can use to come up. You know, Soft Dinosaur Cells cuts through the noise, folks. It cuts right through the noise. The millennials who've been fed this lie of evolution and deep time, it cuts right through that, and you can get to the gospel very quickly by sharing with them that we're finding these cells everywhere we look. Kevin Phillips, thank you for your $30 donation. Scott Wellman, thank you for your $25 donation. Timothy Young, he says, keep up your work and go where the truth leads you. I always have, Timothy, and I appreciate so much your $100 donation. And Lindsay Galbraith says, thank you for all your work and congratulations on your legal victory. Thank you for that, Lindsay, and I deeply, deeply appreciate your $200 donation. So there's a few $100s in the last few weeks. Let me give you a little background here, and I'll try to do this quickly. Because someone commented, as I mentioned, that now that you have this $1 million, you don't need the GoFundMe anymore. Well, consider for a minute that I have 2 electron microscopes. Let's just talk about one. Scanning electron microscopes go for about $250,000. You can pick up a nice Hitachi on eBay for about $50,000. But how are you going to run it? Do you know how to run it? Do you know what's involved in the tissue processing? Let's just talk about learning how to run electron microscopes. You have to go to school. It's very highly specialized training to learn how to run these instruments. Just because you have a master's degree or a doctorate doesn't mean you can process tissues for electron microscopy, or you can run an electron microscope and get good pictures from it. So I had to pay tuition. I had to pay $15,000 in tuition to go to a highly specialized program to learn the art and science of processing tissues for electron microscopy. Secondly, you can add the $50,000 for the microscope to that, so we're at $65,000 right now. And then consider that the microscope just can't go anywhere. You have to put it in a prepared laboratory space. It has to have 220 volt access to water, be air conditioned, be magnetically isolated. And so my lab cost me $10,000 to build, so we're at $75,000. And then you consider the imager that is on my scanning electron microscope that shoots those incredibly beautiful pictures. That was $40,000, so we're at $110,000 just to shoot one picture, one photo. And so when people steal my photos and want to put them up on their website, they don't have an appreciation for the amount of money, time, and energy that it went into to get that one photograph. And so I hope folks will consider that. It is expensive to do this work, but this is the only way to compete on the world stage. If you're not doing the kind of microscopy that I'm doing to look, and I need to do much more. My papers have been rejected for not doing enough, and I don't have the training or the equipment to do a lot of the protein analysis, the chemistry, use an EDS machine and look at the elemental analysis. I don't have that training, but hopefully I'm proving the way. I'm proving the concept. I'm showing how it's done. And I'm not taking pride in that. This is my calling. My calling is to show how this is done. So that those of you who come after me, who have the high training, can go beyond what I've done. Most of the large ministries are not doing anything like this at all. As I've said so many times before, this is the only creationist lab, certainly in this country and maybe the world, that's working on soft dinosaur cells. And in order for me to continue, I need your help. I really need your help. Maybe you know of someone who the Lord has blessed with incredible resources. With $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. I could use that money to really turn out some high quality work that could be published in secular journals and presented at the secular meetings. And so I'm not ashamed to ask for those kind of funds, because I've proven that I can do the work. I have the lab, and I will use those funds to continue the Lord's work. So thank you, those of you who have donated to the GoFundMe site. Please pass it around to others. And God bless you for your support, and thank you also for your many prayers.